Good evening once again, folks. Apologies for the interruption in your normally scheduled broadcast technology. Let's leave it there. It's myself, John Fry, aka Double O Raven. I'm not sure quite how much. I know you got a slight part of the intro. We did hear Sean's happiness that Spurs actually managing to win a game this week. Indeed it was. Priorities. But yes, it will be Miss Sean and myself joining you this evening. We'll have a quick go over last week's results at the end of quali. We will concentrate on quali for the moment. The pros have already been out and set their times. And it's David Granz who has taken the top spot with 2 purple sectors. Team Honda looking very, very strong. Then it's the Meta McLarens making an appearance up in the front 2 rows. De La Zeus and Barbary second and third, with Callum Scotland, Mercedes Power in 4th place, Gibson and Davies in 5th and 6th. Just behind them on row 4, Van der Hoek and Jordan in the Bentley. Then it's Ed Sterling in the Mustang with Ranier Athenstad in 11th. He is going to be on row 6 with Declan Brogan. Tice Payne with no time set, and he did jump in to make sure everything was okay here, so that's probably why he didn't get a time set. And I think that is the only 2 pros, the only pro, sorry, that didn't set a time. So there will be 12 of them out on track, and Payne will be starting effectively dead last, and that is going to be a fun one because, as I'm sure the gentleman joining me in the commentary box, Mr. Sean Madden, will testify, Imola is a bit of a harem-scarum one when it comes to the overtaking, Sean.
Yes, 100%. And a certain Damien Konzik not present in this race, John, as well. So this could be valuable points up for grabs for some of the drivers that, do play second fiddle to the man, which is quite often, to be fair, John. So, love to see it. Well, we don't love to see it, but it does mean that we could have a new driver on top of the pile. So we'll have to wait and see. But all the times are done from the pro category, so it's over to the silver drivers, and we'll see, like Ben Sullivan, whether or not they can mix it up with the pros, John.
Indeed, yeah, and 13th place overall puts him in 3rd. It is once again the man LaCroix taking the early pole position, and he took pole position for the Silvers last week as well. An impressive hat-trick as he finds his way right onto the gravel. That's how we use those track limits. He's got himself already inside the top 10 and a solid half a second ahead of Ed Sterling, which is a very good result considering Sterling is a race winner here. Great start by the Silvers. Isn't it about time to promote LaCroix? Gerenz, you're a bit behind the curve. We already are. The Jardier community driver lighting up the timing boards. Not on this lap. Ben Sullivan is, though. He is looking to encroach on the top 10 if he can. Who turned the lights on after a week of dart training? Well, if you have a look at the clock up at the top, it does say 8:14 PM. So this will still be a night race, I believe. But then, as any regular viewers at QRT will know, I've been wrong before. I could be wrong again. The track is at optimum 21 degrees, but it's 8:15 at night. And I do get the impression that it will be a night race, which is great for the drivers, not so great for the broadcasters trying to figure out who is who. It's just a whole lot of headlights, but we'll absolutely love it. Race is set 10 PM. There we go. John's absolutely on the ball, and that is the wrong piece of software I'm interacting with, so let me go back to this one. Ben Sullivan does improve up to 13th, and Danny McCutcheon, he's had a tough couple of races, but he's making up for it now. The Lexus loves to unleash those long legs in a straight line. McCutcheon exactly 2 seconds off, and it's Pryor who's gone quicker. Team Aston Martin in the silver, Sean. The Honda and the McLaren's getting the job done in the suppose, we'll see it every week, QRT, you always get the great racing, but the mix of cars as well. It's really good to see. The Astons have done well this season. As Jaeger in the Ferrari goes second in the Silvers. Forza Ferrari. I'm not biased, Sean, you are. But great mix of cars.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say it, is Aston and the Hondas deemed as meta now, John? Surely not, surely not. I mean, I think Jaeger had something to say about that as soon as I even thought of the opinion there, as he puts his Ferrari in second position for the Silvers. But yeah, no, it's certainly good to see the Astons in true force right there. And but we'll see with was it 3 minutes left of the silver categories to get their lap time in, to see whether or not a Lambo could get pushed into the mix, maybe a McLaren, who knows. There is a fair chunk of Lambos and Porsches out there, John, so we'll see if they can mix it up or not. But one man in particular that is looking to show some heroics out on circuit is Mark Wilson right now, who is currently P20 overall, but 2.9 seconds down on the fastest lap time at the moment. But as he comes across the line, can he improve? Yes, he can, by 0.6 of a second, John, up into P18.
Yeah, very good time there. Chris Bell is about to... Ooh, it's a spicy meatball. The Mercedes doing well. Third in the pros, fifth in the silvers, and all 5 of those drivers appear in the top 13. That is very close. Pryor is going quicker, and it doesn't matter because Jaeger is proving exactly what Jorns is saying in the chat. The Ferrari is a great car in quali, not so much in the race. It does like to get bogged down at the start. I tell you, that was one of the things that really caught that car out when it was first released. It just could not, even with the rolling starts, it just could not get off the line. It didn't matter how well you qualified, you were guaranteed to lose 4 places as soon as the green lights popped up. Jaeger, though, up into 7th place. The track going to optimum for the silvers, and he's almost hit exactly the same time as Max Davies ahead of him, and he is improving. Pryor also improving, so too Chris Bell. And Chris Bell is making enough of an improvement. Oh no, now, sorry. Double yellow motorsport. Jakob Borowick hasn't had a mention quite yet, but he is most definitely about to. Player 2 has entered. What was that meme from the old arcade games? Yeah, Player 2 has entered. A new contender has entered. Here comes the McLaren doing well in the pros, Sean, and I think Mr. Borowick is about to say hello to the top 3.
Could well be right, and indeed he does. But Pryor had something to say about that and immediately pushed his way past Borowick into P2. This is fantastic to see. Some new names, I have to say, John, mixing it up with the very fastest out there. But Skapas, who got himself onto a podium last week, looking to make amends from what hasn't been the best of quality, but as John may have just pointed out, could be changing, and does go quicker and moves him up into the top 5 for the silvers.
Indeed, and I tell you what, he lost 2/10 out the last corner. He was he was on par to split Borowick and McCutcheon, and just in case you don't fully realise quite yet why I'm so excited at that prospect, McCutcheon and Borowick are separated by 0.06 of a second, and Skapas was about to pop himself right in between the two of them, and he still might. Ben Sullivan looking for an improvement, and so is Mike Wilson. So many M's. But yeah, he's got the Lambo at 19th place. Oh, he's just lost some time. Oh wow, Ben Sullivan. Oh my giddy aunt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to see a disruption in the top 5 of the silvers. He did the fastest lap last week. He's going to cross the line. He is going to jump 3 places and split Lacroix and Bell. So Lacroix not hanging on to pole position early doors. The AMs are out on track. So too it will be the wild card drivers. But that is the silvers all but done. Jaeger is on his way into the pits. Let me rephrase that sentence. So yes, Carapaz and Lacroix. Now I saw Lacroix come out of the pits, so this won't be a timed lap, and he won't be able to do another lap. His time is done, so Carapaz pulls into the pits. Just Loon did get a time as well, so too did Rick Kranz. Apologies to those two, barely got a mention. Let's jump on with Booth. You know what, I know we really shouldn't use chase cam, but that is an engine sound of the absolute gods right there. Enough of me drooling over the engines, let's drool over Jaeger. He's gone fourth.
Yeah. I was counting the seconds to
the penny dropped.
Yes, exactly.
That is a quick old time that he set there, only 3/10 behind. But Diligence and Barber are almost identical times. Jaeger starting in 4th place, nicely done. Van der Hoek has joined him in the top 10. He's going to start in 8th place. Matt Jordan in the Bentley is in a sea of silvers. Fire alongside him, and he's going to have Borwick and McCutcheon behind him, 3rd and 4th in the silvers for those two. Carapaz ahead of Lacroix and Ben Sullivan. Doesn't mean anything for Sullivan though, he could still go on to win this split, no problem. So too could Chris Bell, he's got his mark up to 16th at 7th in the silvers, with Wilson, Loon and Kranz qualifying behind pro drivers Sterling and Athenstad. So yeah, if Matt Jordan thinks he's in a sea of silvers, he, just look over his shoulder at Sterling and Athenstad. They are right in the mix. Declan Brogan has been punted down to 22nd place in his Lambo, with Kranz, Loon and Wilson all qualifying ahead of him. Haugstad and Perry, who is no longer in the Nissan Genie, but he is in that McLaren. I've got no control over that, so we'll have to move that some other way. I tell you what, we'll just go to the menus. Apologies, don't like doing this mid-broadcast, but the leaderboard won't move, so let's have a look at the silvers. There's Haugstad there, 12th place. Perry just behind them. Fairweather in 14th. Scott not setting a time. So the 15 silvers have done their due diligence out on track. Track still optimum, down to 20 degrees. And we're already seeing some times in Chappelle. Gets overtaken by Senelith. Sean, they like to keep us on their toes, but look how close that time is, Sean. The Porsche and the Lexus could not get two more different cars. There's less than half a 10 separating Senelith and Sheppel at the moment. That is incredible driving. As Booth goes absolutely ham and takes a top 20 spot, Sean. There's not even enough time to compliment one driver, and the rest of them are just all jumping on the bandwagon as well. It's a plethora of talent that we're seeing out there tonight.
Yes, indeed, and I think that kind of reflects on the results so far for a lot of these drivers. Booth, so far during this season, has claimed himself two victories actually out of 3 races so far. So Booth really showing why he is a force to be reckoned in the amateur class, maybe because of future promotions, perhaps, John. But yeah, certainly in the last sort of couple of weeks, we have witnessed a couple of drivers really show their competitive side and really mix it up with the higher classes, let's just say. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the last 4 minutes, because there is still a potential of about another 3 laps to go. So we'll see if Booth can go better than the top 20 that he currently has right now. Yeah, another man as well, John, is Darren Putman down in P28 at the moment, but he is more than capable. But let's not dwell on Putman and look on board. Oh, I thought
on board with Booth there.
Yeah.
But he's fluffed his time.
Ah, okay.
Yep, he's I'll tell you what, Chappelle though, for double yellow in the Lexus, he has got an improvement. It would be enough to see him pass Senelif, who is not on a flying lap at the moment. We of course have Amy Lavoie on track as well, a wild card. So still has the red square, but car is above 990. Are wild cards, so not in the AM standings, but 23rd at the moment. We'll jump back on board to Chappelle, firing his way through the final chicane. Still got a bit of time to get a lap in there as well, and as Sean mentioned, Putman, he is actually improving at the moment. Although just as I say that, he's invalidated his lap. We've also got Solevics out on track in the arms, no time set at the minute. On Chappelle's invalidated his lap as well. Not an easy course this one, bang on 3 miles long, has been saved by the local mayor multiple times. Only one part of the original track actually still standing, the big tall tower you see at the end of the pit lane, that all completely redesigned due to health and safety concerns. Wow. I'm thinking Chappelle is a big Fast and the Furious fan, Sean. That is how they handle the Lexus and that, and that's that. Ooh, no, he's run it wide on the straight. 2.5 minutes left to go, but yeah, I mean, we can talk about the driver's talent thing, but Imola, even with the reshapes and things, it really is. We touched on it previously, but the overtaking here isn't easy. The track itself, it really is. It can be an absolute technical nightmare at times with some of these corners you've got to make your way through. And again, it's another one of these courses that really has got an interest in turn one. That chicane. Ooh, that's fun.
Yes, I mean, setup. I know setup is important for any circuit, but I'd say particularly this circuit, especially through the first chicane, because it can get very slidey if you take a little bit too much speed. It does look like he's carried a little bit too much speed going into the initial entry to the Tamburello chicane there, but perhaps a good way to warm up the tyres, as he'll probably only have about one lap to really make a difference and try to propel himself up the grid, because right now Booth looks like he's going to take the pole position for the amateur class. But how is he looking on this lap here, John?
Yeah, he is a 10th down. Ooh, we've just had a big mover. It's the one that you called, Sean. It is Darren Putman, another Ferrari getting the job done so far. In qualifying, he's put himself 2/10 ahead of Booth, who, as I say, isn't him. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. He's just gone. He's finding a bit of time. Solevic has set a time as well in the Merc. He's got himself ahead of Chappelle. So Chappelle's early pace being trumped by the rest of the field at the minute. And Solevic getting himself a good time in that Merc, but it is, as I mentioned, another Ferrari. Darren Putman getting the job done for the AMs at the moment. He has lost a bit of time there actually, whereas Booth is a 10th up. He's got plenty of lap left. And I tell you what, Tice Payne has got himself an uphill task. We've seen how many overtakes he can make in a race. He's going to start 32nd in this one, the only driver with no time.
Something I've just noticed, John, as well, is 6/100th of a second separating Senelev, Sulvics and Chappelle. So very, very close. It looks like Senelev, though, has given up on the ghost there, but there is a potential for Sulvics and Chappelle to go one better, perhaps.
Indeed, yeah. There's a very distinct possibility that Christian Booth is about to go a lot more than one better. Yeah, he is looking very quick at the minute, and in fact so is Lavoie and Chappelle. In fact, Chappelle finding some time, and it wouldn't take much. In fact, I'll tell you what, even if 2/10, as Sean mentioned there, 2/10 would see, that's how close that Chappelle would jump 7 places. Booth, oh, he's found even more time. Wow. Booth is on an absolute mission to get himself in the top 15 overall, and he is not going to be far off when he crosses the line. He goes from 21st to 17th.
Nice.
Wow. Two of the arms in the top 20. Putman is in the pits, and Chappelle is in the zone because he has got himself... Oh wow, he's got himself 0.2 of a second, and it could potentially see 7 places up the grid. Is he about to take third in the arms right at the death of qualifying? He is indeed. Goes up to 22nd. Top 3 arms in the top 22. That's some going. That is some going. Yeah, it's good driving, Sean.
Yeah. So that is definitely some going. We've already witnessed during this season how competitive they can be. The likes of Chappelle, who at one point, if memory serves me correct, John, wasn't he in the top 10 overall?
Indeed.
And I think he had. Well, I think it was looking dead set that he was going to get a remarkable result, and then just the final 10 minutes, I think it just went by the wayside, unfortunately. But you know, that is potential right there. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on here. Anything is possible at Imola, especially when the lights go down as well.
Indeed, yeah. It is a night race. And of course, we haven't even touched on the race format as yet. Let me bring up the overall. There we go. It is a 1 hour race for the drivers this evening. There will be a mandatory pit stop, and some of the drivers will be there for a little bit longer than others. There is success ballast for the championship based on the previous round's results. The top 3 will be bestowed the gift of 20, 15 and 10 seconds respectively, and again they'll serve that during their pit stop. It does keep the championship nice and spicy all the way through. It's not letting us drive at the moment. As you can see there, Delazus with the 15, Scapas with 15 in the silver, Sullivan with the win last week brings himself 20 seconds this week. Booth has got 20, but Putman has got 15. And a couple more just being added on. There is McCutcheon getting 10 seconds for third last week in the silvers. So that is how that is all added. Quick look at the times. Delazus starting in second, no purple sectors. Barbary in sector 1, Gran in sectors 2 and 3. Aston Martin's doing well. Honda taking the overall pole, but the Aston in the... Oh no, sorry, of course it's the Ferrari. My apologies, Jaeger, looking far too far down the field. There is the 32nd morning, so we should be able to get a look at the starting lineup. And it's a whole different kettle of fish driving at night, Sean. Those shadows can absolutely dance in front of you in braking zones. It's easy work to miss them.
Yes, indeed, and certainly the track temperature as well being a little bit cooler than they're probably used to, although still regarded as optimum conditions for the drivers. But yeah, it is not the kind of 20-odd degree temperature that they're probably used to, so may need to judge their braking distances accordingly. But yeah, certainly with the visibility as well not being the best, so particularly being the lead car with no cars in front can be very tricky, and they're going to have to be on their best behaviour, and also be on full concentration mode as well, John.
Absolutely on point for the whole 3 miles, for the whole 1 hour. The pit stop will be a welcome break, although we have seen a few drivers this season pick up stop, go 30 seconds and the like for pit lane violations, so they're going to have to be absolutely on the ball this evening. 10 o'clock at night the race is going to start. As you can see, it is very dark out there. We'll get some onboard shots in a moment. We did have a slight issue with the broadcast software at the start, so the remote, we're missing a couple of cameras, but we'll still do the best we can to bring you everything from round 4 of the QRT GT3 Championship 2025 season number 1. Watkins, Glen, Suzuka and Kailami all firmly in that rear view mirror, with Bathurst and Silverstone to round it off. Still on the horizon, but the drivers will be fully focused on Imola this evening, that is for absolutely sure. 32 of them out on track. Oh, and Payne has gone from bad to worse. No quality time set, and he's starting from the pits. Out with the 32 drivers. I think he's disconnected. Oh no, somebody. Oh, and Zach Scott has just gone to the pits as well. 2 of them starting back there. I wonder.
I mean that'll bring a whole different meaning to the first challenge, John. I think.
It really will. Yeah, Fairweather has jumped to the pits as well. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for them. But yeah, that's Fairweather, Scott, and Payne all in the pits. That's going to leave 29 drivers. Sorry, 30 drivers out on track. We've got 33 starting the event, coming into the fight. Well, the penultimate corner, of course, the little kink to the right on the finish straight. But there will be. Well, will they be led off the line? We've seen some overtaking done. Some very strategic stuff overdone right at the start. We'll see how this one goes. It's 1 hour, it's 1 mandatory pit stop, it's 33 cars, it's a Honda and 2 McLarens that are going to lead the way, chased by silver driver Sven Jaeger in that Ferrari. We're coming up to the finish line. Here is the pit lane on the right, there's the drivers starting from the pit. Is that a stroke of genius? Or are they going to get left behind? There we go, green lights, his foot down, it's flat out, and it is flying into turn number 1 for the Honda. David Grant's not in the mood to be overtaken. Oh, there's big contact straight away. Mike van der Hoek, there's 2 cars, that's a Mercedes that is absolutely violently spinning out of control. Oh, and that's a big concertina effect. There's a few cars have made it through, but there's a few that almost definitely have not. Let's see, Ben Sullivan and Scapas both getting caught. Max Davies down 8 positions. Let's get a bit of a closer camera so we can see the cars. That's maybe a bit too close. We can go back to the positions. It's Callum Scotland. Callum Scotland finds himself down in 30th position. It was his Mercedes. There we can see absolutely battered and bruised. Payne still in the pits. Max Davies down 9 spots. The top 4 all holding on their positions. Mike van der Hoek making hay while the sun doesn't shine because it's night time. He is up 3 spots to 5th position. Let's see if we can see.
It certainly was a strange moment there, John. It almost looked like as if the visibility was that poor that he just ran across the grass, and when you do that, then you are a sitting passenger. It was a bad start, actually, John.
That was a real.
Oh. Okay. So just getting slightly tagged and a little bit squeezed as well, and it was a little bit messy, John, I think.
It was, yeah, not the, we'll see that the driver was involved in that. I can't actually see because it was a bit dark, but yeah, certainly an inauspicious start for Scotland with a good qualifying this week. It's not the best of qualifyings this season, and it was certainly looking promising there, but that promise has been cruelly taken away. Oh, and we've got some more overtakes. Chappelle there, wow, he is under serious pressure from Scapas and Sullivan, and Sterling is right at the front of this group. Oh no, oh, and that's contact in the background there. That's Scapas and Sullivan making contact. Sullivan managing to make his way through. Booth right on the back of this battle as well. Oh, look at that camera shot of these cars whizzing past. Hughes Loon involved in this one as well. He's on a decent start as well. 21st position he's got. Mike Wilson now directly ahead of him. Lavoie dropping a couple of positions in these exchanges. Scapas down 4, Athenstad's down 3 as well, and Max Davis has dropped a whole hatful of positions as well. Let's see what's happened to Davis. He is in that BMW. In fact, yes, so it was Davis that made contact with Scotland. Oh, he's just carried a bit much speed in there because of the slipstream, and that's another messy contact there as the BMW driver finds himself completely the wrong way. Callum Scotland, unsurprisingly, in for an early pit stop. That's a whole lot of damage he's going to be getting repaired. Declan Brogan, another driver that's hugely down the field as well. Oh, and that car is absolutely limping. So is the Ferrari. That's car number 12. Oh, now he was involved in an earlier incident as well. So this is down into hallowed Aquamina Rally. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's Max Davis again.
And it was such minimal contact as well, but being the nature of the corner, the sort of downhill dipper, and then it goes uphill again, doesn't it? Up the slope. Yeah, just that little touch was enough to spin him around, and he lost full control of the car and into the sand trap.
Indeed, yeah, there's been another incident. This one, I think, into turn number 1, and it's Christian Booth from the Arms that's got himself caught up in this one here. Let's have a look and see. So big battle. Oh, big send from downtown there. That didn't make. Oh, he's bounced over the curb and ended up running off as 3 or 4 cars have sailed on through. That's Scapas just ahead of him. He's another driver that's lost a few positions, looking to gain some back. Athenstad is in the mix of this one. He's another driver that's lost positions in the opening exchanges. Haugstad has just had a bit of contact. The diminishing light really catching a lot of the drivers out, but out of the front, racing in the dark does not make it easier. It most certainly does not. Phil Mitch, some silly mistakes being made. There is indeed. It's hard to argue with that statement. Some silly mistakes. And it is costing drivers a lot of time. 18-degree track temperature as well. You really don't want to have to go through the cycle of reheating your tyres. David Granz is 2.5 up the road from De La Zeus. He's got Barbary in 3rd place. Jaeger holding on to 4th place from the start. And he's got the lead in the silvers. He's got pros Van der Hoek, Gibson and Jordan behind him. Jordan and Van der Hoek both making up 3 places each. Gibson holding on to his start position for the moment there in 6th. Then it's Stuart Pryor, 2nd place in the silvers, with Borwick in 9th position. He took pole position in the qualifying. And Daniel Putman, as Chappelle is popping up the order. LaCroix making gains as well, but Putman leading the way in the Arms. Chappelle getting his way past Stirling as another driver is completely stationary at the side of the track there. Car 71, there's car number 20, just lost it into the last corner. It is all going off. Let's see who this is. It is Ed Sterling. Ed Sterling really tumbling down the order. 11 places he's lost. Oh, and it's an unforced error. Oh, and the back of the car's just bouncing, Sean. You're absolutely just a passenger at this point. So frustrating. It is genuinely just crashing in slow motion, and you are nothing but a passenger.
Yes, indeed. It's almost like you have to. It's like a damage limitation, isn't it? You kind of you know that the car's out of control, but you try to minimize. Is that a word?
Minimise.
Yeah.
Just one extra verbal in there. Yep, minimise.
That's the one. Yeah, try to lessen the impact, so to speak.
Nicely done, nicely done. We're on board with Lavoie, who's dropped down positions as well, but is looking to go toe-to-toe with Haugstad in the silvers. Declan Brogan in 26th, the driver ahead. Haugstad looking to defend. It's going to be in vain given the pace Lavoie showing, although The voice saying in the slipstream. Pops it up the inside. Going to hang on to this one, you would have thought. Yes, indeed. Nicely done. Chappelle up in 14th place, gaining ground. I'm going to check on the race leaders. Still, Jaeger keeping within a second. And in fact, Matt Jordan looking to get himself involved. Oh yeah, we've got limited cameras this evening. My apologies. Yeah, Callum, absolutely brutal. Wrong place, wrong time. Can't catch a break in the series. Yeah, you know what? I was just saying that quality's not been great so far. But yeah, that was harsh tonight. Yeah, really unlucky on the start straight there. Feels nice watching the QRT race live for once and not racing. Exciting and good commentators as always. Thank you very much, Marcus. Appreciate that. Pity you couldn't race this evening. But yeah, I did see you supporting your fellow Honda drivers. It's a good way, good place to throw the hat in the ring. He's 2 seconds up the road, 5 laps in. That's a good breakaway he's got. We're on board still with Jordan. He's got 2 seconds back to Pryor, which is good news certainly for Jaeger. Still holding on to that top 5 spot, the silver driver. And they are getting themselves in the groove. Now, Danny McCutcheon up in the 4th place now for the silvers. Got Borwick just ahead of him. And in fact, there might be an overtake brewing there. Oh yeah, they're going side by side. That's a beautiful move by Danny McCutcheon there through the second chicane, Sean. Absolutely. I'm going to pop on a replay for you to have a wee talk over there, mate, because that, you, as drivers, you can only but appreciate a move like that from both sides of the coin there, the overtaker and the overtakee, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Hats off to Danny McCutcheon. You see, he's got the slipstream, but very, very brave to hang it around the outside. But he was afforded the space there, so fair play. But yeah, it was very bold, very brave from McCutcheon, and it really showcased the respect between the two drivers. And McCutcheon, of course, John, actually hitting quite a bit of form this season, which is great to hear. McCutcheon has 2 podiums so far this season, including a race victory in the first race, but finished on the last step of the podium last time out. So looking to continue this form on, John.
Yes. Jordan is looking to continue his charge. He's got the Bentley and he's gone up the inside of Ravazza. Nicely done by the Bentley driver. That does give him more points as he does get himself ahead of Gibson, flashing his lights to try and distract the driver ahead. Let's see if he's got a counter move into turn number 1. We'll jump on the spoiler cam of the Bentley, and yeah, no, Jordan signed, sealed and delivered in the Bentley. That puts him up to 5th position in the silver, 6th overall, although the Mustang is saddled up and ready to gallop on back. Oh, through that second chicane, both cars fully committed. And I'll tell you what, bit of dust kicked up there from Jordan. Gibson didn't follow him off track. He's run a bit deep there, but he's going to be able to fend him off on the exit. Does get a good exit. Okay, so he didn't. That's the Bentley line through there. Jordan absolutely nailing it. He's got a bit of a breakaway. Ben Sullivan. Let's see what's going on with Ben. He is up 2 places on the start of the race. He's within 2/10 of Putman. Putman now got 2.5 seconds between himself and Chappelle. So Chappelle didn't quite do so well in qualifying, but he's made up 8 places actually overall. That one slid under my radar ever so slightly, but yeah, Chappelle in the Lexus, he's made up 8 places since the start. And there goes my apologies, I've just switched the camera off as Ben Sullivan went past Putman. I don't imagine Putman put up too much of a defence. He knows that he is racing for the AM win and needs to fully concentrate on that, because Chappelle is a-coming. Wow, the Lexus doing really well in the race so far. And of course, Christian Booth 3 places behind them in 3rd in the AMs with a 20-second success penalty. Putman's got the 15 seconds. It's looking very good at the minute, Sean. We're only, well, we're 13 minutes on already. We're only 13 minutes in. But certainly Chappelle will not be too displeased at the way his race has gone after that qualifying. 8 places, and the AM lead firmly within his sights within 13 minutes. That is a good start for Chappelle in the Lexus.
Yeah, I think consistency is key for Chappelle. He will know this, that the driver in Putman just in front of him has got that 15-second success penalty. So it's really about just not getting into too many battles and try to churn out them consistent lap times, and then surely he'll grab the victory for the silver category. But a long way to go though, John.
Yep, indeed. Jordan looking very good, says Marcus. He is indeed. Still got Gibson within touch. There was one of us, yeah, Chappelle and Lacroix as well, actually. Let's talk about Lacroix. He had a cracking start to the quali, but was quickly overtaken. He's got Chappelle and Putman.
Well, boost.
Yeah, oh, I thought it was Barbary. We've had someone get a drive-through for track limits. I thought it was Barbary, but it's car 223. Oh, and it's Davies in the BMW. That's fair weather. There's Davies there. He's been involved in a couple of incidents. He's come in, he's got his mandatory pit stop done, and he has picked up a drive-through, and he is peeled in straight away. Definitely not a bad idea, I would say, given the track condition, given the track temperature. It's not really one of those occasions where he went to stay up as long as possible. Just get in, take the pain in the colder tyres, and then get back to warming them up again. Lacroix then, 15th position, with, as I say, Chappelle and Putman just ahead. He is witnessing the battle for the AM lead. And in fact, he might find himself in the middle of it. Gibson and Jordan still separate by 3/10. He is having a look at the turn number 1. No room at the end, says Chappelle. Flashing of the lights. Lexus does sound pretty good as well. The new one sounds absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That's dropping off ever so slightly. Grant's lead's definitely not dropping off. This has been a very good start from him, Sean.
Well, I was just about to say, I can imagine how loud the audio must be in the ears when you've got a Honda and an Aston in close proximity of each other. But yeah, David Grand's been very, very impressed with him this season. He's really taken advantage of the no-show from Konzik, so looking to grab a victory. This will be his second victory of the season if he is to remain on pole position, and also as well he's got De La Zeus just behind him, 4.6 seconds down on him, but he has got to serve that 15-second success penalty, so some breathing space, I'd say, for David Grands. And again, I know I always go on about consistency, but it really is key, John.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Hot laps will get you hot laps. And Fairweather's just picked up a drive-through for track limits as well. Oh, that is brutal. Another driver picking up a penalty there. Rick Kranz has picked up the scent of Senelif's Porsche ahead. They've got Scapas and Loon not too far ahead of them, with Booth leading that pack. We've also got Athenstad and Sterling 26th and 27th at the moment for the two pro drivers. They've lost 8 positions each in the opening exchanges. Oh, Scapas. Oh, he's absolutely going for it himself and Use Loon battling for top 10 honours in the silvers. That Scapas was trying to get his nose in front, but Loon's hung on around the outside, gets the nose in front. The Audi looking unsettled on the curbs as they head down to Aqua Minerale. Senelif could see himself with the lift in positions. If these two keep this up, this is an almighty battle between the two of them. And Borwick, not to be left out of the podium charge in the silvers. He is right on the back of McCutcheon. That 10 seconds. It's going to be a huge separator in the silvers, the way it's running at the moment. Although, 42 minutes at Imola at night left to go. Who knows what's going to make the difference at this point. Athenstad and Stirling still going at it with the Ford and the Ferrari. The whole reason Ford, of course, the Ford what was the one that ran at Le Mans? Yeah, the F40.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, the GT40, sorry. There we go, because it's 40 inches tall. There we go. Only came into existence because of Ferrari. So they are chasing. Oh, Declan Brogan involved in a big old battle as well. He's caught right up to the back of Rick Trans. He's made up 1.2 seconds out of absolutely no place. Not a huge surprise for a driver of Brogan's pace. Oh, that's changed. Putman is on the back of LaCroix still. He's getting a nice bit of slipstream, which is pulling him just ahead of Chappelle still. Well, that gap is down to a second, so Chappelle is making ground. Declan Brogan does make the overtake on Solevic's stick. He has got Kranz ahead of him. Pro v Silver. Payne hasn't come out of the pits. We've got Max Davies, the only driver to have taken his pit stop so far. Mark Gibson, the only driver in the top 10 to have lost the position and still be in the top 10. Scarpa's dropping 6 spots from 13. Now finding himself fully entrenched with that 15-second penalty, success penalty. He will be ruining the start he's had to the race. Christian Booth has got himself back up to 17th overall, temporarily on the AM podium, but another driver, success, doesn't pay kindly around here, so 20 seconds he'll be stationary. Given how close to all that is going to bring quite a few drivers past him. Rainier Athenstad, right on the back of Perry, still ahead of Sterling. Oh no, sorry, so he's gone past Sterling actually. My apologies. Yes, so Athenstad has got himself ahead of Sterling. These two have swapped positions. Well, I'll tell you what, he's all over the back of Perry in the silver, Sean.
Yes, indeed, and this is one of them situations where do you stick or twist, because going into the chicane right now, all 3 cars in close proximity of each other, but it does look like that, yeah, it does look like Perry is just going to remain in front of Athenstad for the time being, but as we come up to the Villeneuve chicane, it does look like Athenstad. No, okay, it's a little bit dark for me, John. I thought that was Athenstad on the inside there, but no, it was still Perry holding on to that P25 position as we go through Tosa. But yeah, this is certainly a very nervous time for Perry, because he's got 2 extremely confident drivers just behind him and really looking to apply that pressure, as it looks like Athenstad got a good run out of the corner to Minerali, but yeah, unfortunately Perry just making his car as wide as possible, and Athenstad has no answer to that, John, so far.
And no answer at the minute. Old Borwick comes into the pits in the top 10. De La Zeus coming in as well. Okay, 21 minutes in, we've got drivers coming into the pits. So we'll see how that all plays out for them. It's going to bring them right out with traffic as well. This is going to be there's going to be about 20 minutes of absolute spice for some of these drivers with these earlier pit stops. Athenstad still going to get his way past Perry. He's moving very quickly indeed. Next race will be an interesting one. If David wins, which he will, David and Konzig will have 20-second penalties, and I will have a 10-second penalty at Bathurst, a track that is very hard to overtake on. A good chance for a new race winner this season. Yes! We'll absolutely love to see it. Oh yeah, right enough, yeah, because you serve your success penalty at the next race you attend. So yeah, because he's not here tonight, his success penalty from last week will be applied next week when Konzig does race again. Wow. Yeah, that's going to make it all kinds of fun. De La Zeus comes back out of the pits, 27th position. Borwick following him in the silvers. They're well up on Davies, who's also taking his pit stop. Athenstad doesn't look like he's done with the overtaking, though. He's not. He's finally got his way past Alex Perry. That's him up to 23rd position overall. So yeah, certainly making the best of a bad situation, or certainly making the best of a bad start. Athenstad caught up in the early incident, could not take avoiding action. And yeah, making positions back. We have got Callum. Borwick is pretty fast on Bathurst. Ah, okay. Right, nice. Yeah, all for that. Let's see one of the silvers win. Ooh, Van der Hoek and Gibson. Matt Jordan shooting up the field as well, making up positions now. We've got pit stops and the drivers battling away, but Jordan has absolutely... Oh no, he's been caught back into it. What's going on there? Oh, he's had an accident. Well, let's get a replay.
Yep.
Ooh, going at the first chicane. That's one of the Fast and that's the Fast and the Furious Ferrari of. Oh no, Gibson's in the Mustang.
Oh, slight tag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
Oh, now it
that's
looked
so...
like, yeah, there might have been a bit more on the way out there, but it didn't get picked up. But yeah, a slight contact there. Van der Hoek coming under increasing pressure from Jordan once again. And Jordan, what a run he's got. Is he going to be able to put this one? Sneaking through? No, he's not. The Mustang almost climbing into the back there. Jordan finding himself completely sandwiched by the Fast and Furious cars, and he's had enough of that one, and he's come into the pits. Not a bad idea, Sean, especially with the conditions being the way they are at night. It is often better to be running on your own in these conditions, so there's not those extra shadows getting thrown about. And Jordan, solid start to the race, doesn't want to get himself slowed down, pops in, gets that pit stop done.
Yeah, I mean, particularly as you just said, if he is showing better pace than the other two drivers, then it's much better to come in early and hope that you get a little bit of clear space on the track, so you can just start focusing on your own race and on your own laps, and seeing if you can make the undercut on them drivers.
Indeed, yeah, we'll see where he comes back out. Oh, drive through for track limit. Oh, Declan Brogan.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's
and
not good.
And I can bet my bottom dollar that a lot of the corner cuts are probably at the Aqua Minerale section.
Difficult at the best of times. And in these light conditions, absolutely brutal. Declan having a good race as well, up 10 positions so far. Didn't have the best qualifying, he's made up 10. That drive through is going to plummet him back down the order, although even with the drivers ahead having those time penalties, of course he is going to have to still come in for his mandatory stop. Scapas, he has now net one position down on where he started. He's got Booth in the silvers, in the arms ahead of him, as Van der Hoek from the pros comes into the pits. That puts Jaeger up to third place overall. So one of the F&F cars has come in to answer in kind to Jordan, who is the lead driver at the minute that's taking his pit stop, and he's ahead of De La Zeus. Now that goes to show you how close the field is. De La Zeus with the success penalty now finds himself behind Matt Jordan, but only just. Oh, this is going to be a fun one for Van der Hoek coming back out. I'll tell you what, he is going to be right in the mix, given how close they were. I wonder if his teammate Gibson is going to come in on this lap and try and, yeah, the two of them. Trying to pincer movement, and he has. Van der Hoek. Oh no, sorry, Van der Hoek's still in the pits. That's just him dropping down to 12th place. Where is he? He's on his way back out in the pits, and I'll tell you what, he is ahead of Jordan by a convincing margin at the minute by the look of it. If I can find him.
Yeah, just coming onto the back straight now, Jordan. And there's Van der Hoek now just coming out. I think they may have the overspeed on Van der Hoek. I don't know, actually. Yeah, looks... is Van der Hoek?
Yeah, he's ahead.
Yeah. He's ahead? Okay.
He is, yep, that is the rear spoiler of Van der Hoek that we're on, and he has managed to get himself back out ahead of Matt Jordan in the Bentley. He's got De La Zeus just behind him, and we'll see what he can do, and we're seeing what he can do in the background. He's going for it through the second chicane. Wow, he's pulled the cut back through the second chicane. He's going to be on the outside. Oh, he's already got that one done. That is a stunning overtake once again. That second chicane It's keeping the drivers on their toes. No, let's find where... Ah! Ah, there we go. Yep. So there he is on the inside. Keeps up the inside and then bang. Cut back on the way out, Sean. That is why Arno De La Jesus won races here. Smooth as you like.
Yeah, he was almost like he anticipated the move and thought, you know what, you can take that line, but I'm going to make sure that I get more speed out of the second part of the chicane and get the overspeed on you and make the pass, and certainly made it work there. But yeah, lots of close battles right now as we got two side by side now, John. Was it Athenstein and
Booth?
Yep.
It was indeed, yeah, and in fact Athenstad sailing his way through. He's back up 4 positions, couple of pit stops ahead of him he's benefited from, and certainly Amy Lavoie as well, flown under the radar so far in this, although I did see a bit earlier on, but yeah, up 12 places with Senelif up 15 in the arms, up to 12th place overall, so a great start there. We are fast approaching the halfway mark around number 4. We've seen a handful of drivers into the pit so far. Very dark out there for the drivers. Grando has barely batted an eyelid. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far, as you would expect, and he has got himself a very comfortable lead as well, or as comfortable as you can be at Imola at night. Let me just get confirmation of what the gap is. 13 seconds after 17 laps. So yeah, that is a decent time he's pulling away there. Everything. There we go.
Can't help but think, did Barbary make a mistake at some point? Because the gap was 4.5 seconds last time we checked, so that's quite a substantial margin since we last looked.
Yeah, well, it's funny you should mention that, but there was a yellow flag for Barbary off track. Oh no, so yeah, just an innocuous 2 wheels off. I'm not sure why that would flash up on the replay. Yeah, so certainly not much time lost there, so not sure why that yellow flag popped up. But yeah, Barbary 13.8 behind. Jaeger having an incredible race in the silvers, currently in an overall podium as there is a massive influx of cars into the pits. Bell already on his way out. Booth, Senelif, Skapas, Salevics and Kranz all making their way into the pits. Declan Brogan is not coming in. That's Sven Jaeger. Sven Jaeger coming in just on the halfway mark, or just past the halfway mark. The silver driver looking very good for the win at the minute. Of course, McCutcheon having a great race. He is up a few spots. He's in second, but he does have that success penalty with Ben Sullivan with twice the penalty just behind him. LaCroix didn't have the best qualifying, but certainly is still looking good for looking good for an extra wiggle there out of Ravazza. Does keep it between the Mayo and the Mustard, but the Aston driver looking for a good result as Mike Wilson from QRT comes in from the silvers in his Lambo. Senelif on his way out, and Matt Jordan looking to finally get this overtake done on Van der Hoek. Van der Hoek's teammate in the Mustang. Where has he gone? Oh, here we go. Some shuffling and changing. There is Jaeger coming out with the pits. There's Gibson, sorry. Yeah, so Gibson about to come into pits. So we'll see where he fits in with this battle, because he was right on the back of these two. Mustang Gibson, please. Oh, he's on his way out with the pits. Has he managed to vault ahead? Nope. Looks like... Oh yeah, there goes his teammate, and there goes Matt Jordan. So they did have the overspeed this time around, Sean, and they've come out the pits in exactly the same order that they went in.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, and certainly he's going to showcase an amazing battle on this second half of this race. I suspect that there could be a few movers and shakers, definitely in the final 27 minutes we've got of this race. But yeah, it's starting to really shape up the grid as the drivers take their success penalties. I'm very intrigued by the silver category to see where the likes of LaCroix and Co will come out once the drivers in front have served their pit stops. Certainly McCutcheon and Sullivan. So I'm sure we're going to find out in the next sort of like 5 to 10 minutes, John.
Yeah, indeed we will. Danny McCutcheon up into overall second, Ben Sullivan overall third, LaCroix overall fourth. Barbary is looking very good. He absolutely is. He's completely flown under the radar, which is never a bad thing. If you're getting a lot of camera time during a sim race, it's not always, or during any race, it's not always the best. There's, yeah, definitely the wrong reasons to be on camera, and as I say, Barbary's hardly been on because he's not put a foot wrong. Much like Gran's up ahead of him, and he is looking very good for a podium. Comes back out in 6th position as race leading David Gran, another one that's had absolutely no camera time whatsoever, and in fact I can confirm that he's had, oh no, he's had 7% of the screen time. That's not bad for a race leader that's galloping out in front. Well, yeah, pops into the pit, so we'll see when he comes back out. Good gap on the way in, and he's got no success penalty to serve. Jaeger still leading the way in the silvers. Certainly the lead silver that's taken his pit stop. He's got 4 ahead of him that all still need to stop, 2 of them with those penalties. Declan Brogan has served his drive-through, running in 13th place at the minute. We've got Chappelle making his way out the pits as Affenstad and Putman both in there. Chappelle takes the on-track arm lead as Putman serves his success penalty. That's him on his way back out now, and Senelif is getting a bit close there, in fact. Oh, there is Senelif. Where is Putman? Putman has been released. Has he got enough speed to get in a turn 1 before the Porsche gets there? It's going to be close, but he does manage to keep himself just ahead, and in fact that is the Porsche of Lavoie that's directly behind him. My apologies. Lavoie is in the Porsche, so is Senelif. Senelif's just been overtaken by Ed Sterling, making moves to get himself towards the top 20. Still with 30 drivers, sorry, 28 drivers in the race. Scotland's tied into the pits, Payne unable to start the race. Mark Gibson for F&F, he is putting in some good times as McCutcheon, Sullivan and Haugstad put their cars into the pits. Florian Lacroix will have a few more laps leading a race here at QRT. Always looks good on the resume, and he's certainly looking good to bring home a podium, Sean. The success penalties, we did have someone say why did we punish fast drivers last week, and I tongue-in-cheek said we don't. There's no success penalties during qualifying. We punish the consistent drivers, but love it or hate it, you cannot disagree with the fact that these success penalties, they keep the drivers and the championship on an absolute knife edge all the way through the season and right down to the last race, and it is a great leveler to get everyone involved in podium action.
Yeah, 100%. And to be honest, you know, like of course it brings the grid a lot closer together, but you know, you still got to give credit to the drivers that are out there. There's different circumstances. You know, you still have to put in them consistent lap times and make sure that the deficit is not reduced from your mistakes. So yeah, no, I 100% agree. And yeah, when it's a 6-race season, yeah, certainly having them success penalties, it really does give every driver a chance for some kind of glory. So yeah, I really agree with that, John.
Nice to see. Well, what's not nice to see though is any driver, I did mention at the start that it was a possibility given the lighting conditions, and Ben Sullivan had to serve his success penalty. He's now going to serve a stop go 32nd, which is going to massively drop him down the field. It is so close at the moment that 26 cars are still on the lead lap effectively.
Yeah, it is incredible indeed, especially in these adverse conditions as well. It's certainly caught out a few of the drivers, but it kind of evens itself out over the course of the 1 hour race. But yeah, as the final of the pit stops comes in now, John, the grid really is shaping up now, and we can really see who is on the charge and who has made up many positions, who have kind of sunk back down. And Jaeger, very, very impressed with him. He's P3 overall, John, which is no mean feat in the silver category. Maybe a little bit too late to make promotions at this point of the season, but yeah, certainly this standout driver in the silvers, yeah, we've also got a changing of the hands in the P2 and P3 with Borovic and Bell occupying them positions, with McCutcheon just behind as well. So certainly the race is not done in the silver category. I do sense that there could be more drama in the laps to come, John, but also as well in the pro category you can see a very determined Jordan, who's looking to slip by Van der Hoek as we come across the start finish line to start lap number 23. And Jordan has got this slipstream. Van der Hoek is not going to make it easy for him, and I think if Van der Hoek has judged his brakes accordingly, which it does look like he has, he's just about going to hold on to that P5 overall, or P4 for the pro category. But certainly Jordan is not going to rest on his laurels, and he is going to be trying to keep big in Van der Hoek's mirrors and try to make a mistake from the Ferrari driver in front, John.
Indeed he is, and he's going to have to be very, very cautious, because that is the front splitter of Jordan, and there is the front splitter of Gibson. The F&F teammate, he has closed that gap by half a second in recent laps. That is a good move. There's more moves further down the field. Shock horror, I know. Ed Sterling looking to make a bit of a comeback drive. He is down one position on where he started, so that has been quite the comeback by Sterling. He is a half a second behind wildcard Lavoie, who's got Putman just ahead. Putman hanging on to second despite that success penalty. Hanging on to second in the arms. I did say Chappelle was looking good. Penalty free won't be the case next week. Yeah, top three in the arms, bare minimum, if not the win. Don't want to curse at the commentator or anything. But yeah, Chappelle, certainly one of the drivers benefiting from the success penalty, and the win is definitely on the cards. Sven Jaeger, what a drive up to third place. Made up a position so far. Yeah, success penalties of course helping, but still, as Sean said, you've got to get those laps done. It's all fine and well the driver ahead of you having a 10-second penalty. You still need to get out there and get to the end of the race.
Yes.
So yeah, it's like it's like in the old football adage, you can only beat what's in front of you. And yeah, oh, Jordan, what a move. That is some nice stuff by Jordan. He is, yeah, up those 5 positions. He's got both of the F&F drivers behind him. 296 and 101. Yeah, nothing on the telemetry from them both, which is good to see. Declan Brogan into the pits for his mandatory stop, of course, taking a drive-through earlier on as well. So he's going to drop back down after having a very good start to the race. So Levick's has settled into 5th position in the silvers, with Senelith ahead in the arms, sorry. And Booth was the driver I was looking for as well. That success penalty and an early incident has seen Booth tumble down the order, 9 places down on where he started, and outside the top 5 in the arms. It's just absolutely... yeah, some of the drivers be disappointed with the performances, but all this mixing and moving and shaking certainly keeps the championship standings on a knife edge all the way to the final checkered flag of the season, which will of course be waved at Silverstone. Just a little matter of the mountain that bites back. Bathurst next time out. You can watch all the action here. Sean and I will be back for both of those races. Oh, as we see the F&F team battling out between themselves, Van der Hoek and Gibson. No quarter given nor asked between the two teammates as Gibson that's looking to get himself up the order. This, of course, is for 5th place in the pros. And that's going to be a decent team effort. I'm sure there'll be a slight tinge of disappointment that they couldn't keep themselves ahead of Jordan. But certainly Van der Hoek up 2 spots. Gibson is down 1, but he has given up to Van der Hoek, his teammate. The two teammates, though, in the top 5 in the pros after it's been a difficult race so far for a lot of drivers. So I'm sure as a team, slight tinge of disappointment, but overall they've got to be very happy with getting 2 cars up there in the top 5, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. You know, keeping the cars in the mix, isn't it? Which is what's important. But yeah, we've still got 16 minutes left of the race, and we know how easy it is to make a mistake. As seeing Gibson get very close to the back of his teammates' Ferrari there. He's actually got a really good run down the hill. He's going to be shown the outside as we come up to Rivazza. So I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of respect shown between the two drivers, but it looks like Van der Hoek just about gave him enough space, but that did compromise his line on the exit. And with the pulling power of that Mustang, we've got Gibson with the overspeed now as we come up to the first chicane. It looks like Gibson has just made his stick as we go into the braking zone. And it looks like he's timed his braking to perfection, and Gibson takes that position away from Van der Hoek, John.
He does indeed. Absolutely love to see it. Teammates going absolutely hammer and tong. They are teammates, but this is an individual championship, and both of these drivers individually want those points. That is for sure. Oh, podiums, win prizes and points. Bell and Borowick. Borowick getting a shout for doing well at Bathurst next week. He is coming under pressure from Chris Bell. More overtaking action in the closing stages. Only here at QRT, baby. Let's go. It's Chris Bell for QRT. Got Borowick ahead of him. Only 3/10 separating these two. Chappelle still putting in some very consistent laps. 13th place overall for the ARM driver, and he's got 3 cars separating him from Putman. Putman has got Lavoy all over the back of him, and in fact Lavoy just gone past. Oh, in the 888 car, one of the luckiest numbers in certain parts of the world, but that's not worked out for someone there, as that is a drive-through for Rick Kranz in the ARMS. 14 minutes to go on an extra trip into the pits. Van der Hoek and Gibson are still going at it, and Chris Bell, and you can see, I mean, let's jump on. A lot of the drivers use, I know we don't usually use the game cam, but this is a camera that a lot of the drivers will use, and it's so easy just to miss those braking zones. All the lights flashing. It's as the McLaren goes all kind of sideways. We've got Luke Sherlock in the chat. Good evening, Luke. How we doing? Booth back out of the pits. Rick Kranz in there for the penalty. LaCroix in 11th place.
Okay, I mean, he's still in the mix, John, but... Oh.
No, that's him coming out the pits. It was a yellow flag, but that's what happens when they come out the pits for some reason. Yeah, it's a strange little bug. It's a strange little bug in a piece of software that's got lots of little bugs. This is the race leader, though, finding his way through Aquamina Rally once again. And he is certainly flowing freely. He's now got 16 seconds back to Barbary. Very good race from Barbary, though, being very consistent and a well-deserving podium. De La Zeus is looking to get himself back on the overall podium. He's got Jaeger just ahead of him. Jaeger can easily afford to lose this position. He's still got the race win for the Silvers, but overall podium position not too shabby. He would certainly be well deserving of it, that is for sure. I'm just trying to find Putman because he is still very close. That's Declan Brogan. I do love it when everything runs slowly. There we go. Wow, Putman really is looking quick next to that Porsche. Oh, LaCroix. 12 minutes to go, Sean. He's got himself a drive-through.
Yes, he's yeah, absolute agony there. Yeah, it's very easy to do in these conditions around this type of circuit, but yeah, it's well, it's. I don't know what to say. You know, I feel very, very sorry for him because I thought that LaCroix was going to get involved in a bit of a podium battle between Bell and McCutcheon, but yeah, that's absolutely devastated his race, and yeah, I have no words.
Yeah, that is a sore one in the closing stage. A sore one at any point in the race, but yeah, after having a solid race, that's going to see him drop down. As I say, effectively the entire field on the lead lap. Grands is on lap 27 and Putman is just about to finish lap 26 and start lap 27. So, although here comes, in fact, just as I say that, Grands does cross the line. Yeah, but they are still all very close. It is, yeah, Imola doing Imola things, and yeah, nighttime driving, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for us commentators, John, to keep an eye on the action when it's very, very dark. I can only imagine what it's like for the drivers as well, where they have to have the very fastest reactions to everything that the track throws at them. But certainly Grand's fully deserving of his race lead with the fastest lap time as well, and making it look rather easy out there as we look on board with a replay, John.
Indeed, yeah, just through that chicane. Yeah, it's Arno De La Zeus on Sven Jaeger. Hopefully we're going to catch this. Oh, he gets a good run out with the final chicane and down the hill into Ravazza, and the McLaren is definitely closing up. He's a bit closer there and on the way to the chicane. Oh, but even want to see the overtake. Wow, he's just got an absolute worldie of an exit. Jaeger playing it kind of safe there, although you can't say a blame him. Let's keep it well within the track limits in the closing stages, especially when you've seen over half a dozen drivers already pick up penalties. And in fact, Jaeger moving over. He's decided De La Zeus is in the pros, I'm running a completely different race, he is quicker than me, let's just let him through. Why do I need any kind of stress in the closing 10 minutes when I'm on for a race win? And I've got to say, Sean, that's 200 IQ right there. Just, yeah, run your own race, and if there's a faster driver in a different class, you know what? It's nice to battle them for a while, but in the end, if they're all low, you just don't need that pressure. Just bring it home, see the checkered flag, and take the top spot.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Yeah, Jaeger's been pretty much faultless throughout this whole race, and you know, at the end of the day, he's in the silvers. He's got a comfortable lead. You know, why ruin all that for the sake of pride? Yeah. Let's De La Zeus through, who's been on a bit of a charge, certainly through this second half of the race. Yeah, we've still got quite a few battles on circuit, though. As you said, John, the majority of cars on the lead lap, and certainly the tension is still rather high between a lot of the drivers out there. One in particular was looking on the leaderboards with Jordan, Gibson and Van der Hoek. Still very, very tight between the three drivers for the pro category. So the race definitely not done for the pro drivers. But yeah, you know, great showing from a lot of the drivers. One in particular, Anthony Victor Chappelle, who currently holds himself in the lead for the amateur drivers, but P13 overall. So really working wonders in that Lexus car. And Ed Sterling has jumped up more positions as well, finds himself in P15, and actually not too far behind Loon in P14 as well. So really starting to charge up the grid in the final part of this race, John, and recovery pretty much complete.
Indeed, yeah, he's up 3 positions on where he started. That's a whole lot of places he's made up with him tumbling down the order at the start. It's been a very good drive. And yeah, the race leader, the only reason himself and Loon were separated by so much there is because they both very graciously and quickly let the race leader through. He's now making laps on people. Yeah, absolutely separating himself. Oh, Sven Jaeger, he's not for being separated. In fact, he's only a 10th behind Arnaud Delazeus. It doesn't go past. Okay, they're making their way through traffic as well. Of course they are. It's the end of a 1 hour race. Everyone is right on top of one another. As Athenstad, yeah, Wilson doing the same. Oh, down the hill, although there's two of them very much in the hunt. It does look like Athenstad has got the inside line. Another driver that's had it. Oh, and that's just a bit much pace by Wilson into the corner. Makes a bit of contact with Athenstad, who does manage to survive. Wilson finds himself in the gravel, limping out the corner, and he is going to lose an overall position to Chappelle. He is up into 12th place. There's confirmation of that one, and I tell you, Wilson could certainly rue that mistake because it's Eustace Loon that's behind him. And yeah, if things go the way I think they're going to go over the next 2 laps, Loon's going to be getting some slipstream from Ed Sterling. Because he is definitely looking quick, and the gap is half. It's down to 9 seconds. Cannot afford to do that again, clearly. Let's see where Borwick is. Oh, he's going side by side with Danny McCutcheon on the way down into Aquamina Rally. That is how to get the job done. And I tell you what, is that the Bentley of Jordan behind him? No, that's the Mercedes, sorry. That is the Mercedes of Bell, who's very much involved in this battle as well. And I tell you what, up through Aquamina Rally, it's Borwick that's got a good run, but Bell has got a better run. McCutcheon finds himself fully sandwiched, although Bell wisely backing right out of that. He wants a nice smooth exit, let the two of them ahead battle, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Danny McCutcheon is here for a podium, and it's going to be a podium improvement if he can get this one done. Down the hill, he's got a whole lot of pace in that Lexus. Borwick in the McLaren. Is he going to get the cutback on the way out of Bravazza? No, he's not. Borwick holds on to it well. Where is Chris Bell? There he is. He's not far behind. He is looking at the podium battle. Gibson and Jordan are now very close. In fact, Gibson has left Van der Hoek behind, and he's closing in on Matt Jordan. So the teammates separated, no separation here from McCutcheon. Tries to go round the outside on the way into turn number 1. Oh, sorry, into the chicane. Turn 1 being the left-handed kick, and he gets that one done convincingly there. And that is McCutcheon, and that is another driver on a very good drive, Sean. He had a success ballast penalty, which he served, and he has managed to get himself back to 2nd place in the Silvers, and he's left Borwick and Bell to battle over the 3rd place. So that's yeah, very good for him.
Yeah, not for the first time, John. McCutcheon making that bold manoeuvre, you know, later on the brakes, going through the first chicane at Tamburello. And yeah, it does make it look easy, perhaps a specialty for McCutcheon. But yeah, moving up into P2 for the silver category, and certainly this season is a man to be reckoned with many podiums already under his belt. And yeah, probably a timely manoeuvre as well, because we have got Borwick and Bell, who are very, very close together, who will be battling it out for that final step on the podium. But yeah, certainly there's a lot of battles on the circuit, which is great to see, John. One in particular with Hallstad and Davis, very, very close together, fighting for that overall position, and Salderix as well, also in the hunt. And it's for, you know, even though they're all three of the drivers in different categories, it doesn't look like it at the moment. It's looking like all three drivers are very equal and fighting for pride, basically, John, isn't it, for this overall position haul. So we'll see how they get on in the final 3 minutes of this race, John.
Well, yeah, 57 minutes in the bag, and we're going to see a lot more overtaking still. We've got Chris Bell still loading up himself on the podium if he can. What a Borwick just running wide there. 11 o'clock at night, so a lot darker than it was. Oh, and Davies has picked up another drive through.
Oh no.
Oh no, sorry, that's... Oh, it's saying he's not... I could have swore that Max Davies had a drive-through.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say there.
Declan Brogan's had a spin. Oh, sorry, yes, so he's got a drive-through now. I thought he had one previously, but according to this, he hasn't. Declan Brogan hasn't a drive-through. He's just had a spin as Davies comes in to serve his penalty. Brogan was having a phenomenal race. He still is up a position. You'll get another one here as well, but that drive-through really, really costly for him. Ranier Athenstad, one of the drivers, having a good race, and Chris Bell still looking to get himself on the podium. Not many laps left for the Mercedes driver. Borowick will be hanging on to this one for dear life. Although Chris Bell might not be a bad idea actually finishing in 4th. He won't have a penalty next week. That's full 3D thinking. And around Bathurst, not a bad idea to... He's thinking about it into turn number 1. Definitely managing to catch him at the end of the straight, but the McLaren just outgunning the Mercedes right when it counts. Oh, look at the speed of the two of them there. And again, he's going to go side by side. Is he going to do what his teammate did? Ooh, slightest bit of contact in the middle phase of the corner, but nobody's lost any time at all. The race leader coming into the double left-hander, or the double apex. I really struggle with this corner as well. It reminds me of the one from Bathurst at the end of the hill straight, Surtees. Wow, that corner's an absolute nightmare. The race leader is on his final lap. Gibson is now ahead of Van der Hoek. They've swapped positions again. Van der Hoek, I think, has got caught up in some traffic, and he is now behind his teammate once again. Ed Sterling all over the back of Jus Loon, and David Grans, who we haven't seen since he came out of the pits, is now 24 seconds ahead after 34 laps. It has been an absolutely flawless performance from Gran. He's going to take the fastest lap, and he is going to take the race win in round number 4. And both himself and Damien Konzik, sorry, will have 20 seconds of penalties to serve at Bathurst next week. It is going to be an absolute phenomenal close to the championship, and next week it is going to be just the lighting of the touch paper for the Silverstone Ferrari. Danny McCutcheon is still in 8th place. Sorry, slight yellow flag there. Davies exiting the pits. There we go. That's what it was. As David Gran is exiting Ravazza for the final time of asking the Honda driver, not a foot wrong from quali through to the race, through his pit stop, all the way to that checkered flag. And it is Honda Power taking the top honours with Lorenzo Barbary. It's a McLaren 2-3 in the pros, and he's already finished. Where is he? Chappelle wins in the arms. He was a lap down, but there he is across the line. So he did take first in the arms, with Putman in second ahead of Senna left. They're all flying across the line now as Barbary takes the checker flag for second place, and it is Arnaud De La Zeus taking third, but take a bow Sven Jaeger. Got to be driver of the day, surely. Starts in 4th, finishes in 4th to take the silver win. Matt Jordan did make up 5 spots to finish 4th in the pros, but it is Danny McCutcheon we will see crossing the line next. The silver driver having an incredible race to see his way back up to 2nd in the silvers. The Lexus doing well for McCutcheon, as Sean has mentioned. Man on fire this season. He's having an absolute cracker, and Jakob Borowick did manage to fend off the unwanted advances of Chris Bell in the Merc, and he has held on to 3rd place in the silvers. Another absolute barn burner, Sean. You've got to love it.
Indeed, yeah. So much so, John, that normally I write down the results probably like five minutes to the end, and I was constantly rushing to get everything jotted down. But actually, you've kind of gone through all the grid orders and stuff, and have to say it's been an absolute cracker of a race, and couldn't take my eyes off of it, John. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, it was another absolutely incredible race from QRT. Round number 4 that was of the QRT GT3 Championship 2025 season number 1. And that was Imola at night. Let me just grab that and that. Yeah, as you saw, the race winners there. David Gran, absolutely flawless, taking the overall win. He getting the holy hat-trick with the fastest lap in quali, the fastest lap in the race, and the overall race win. Barbary, no mean feat, taking second place. Pop those on. And De La Zeus, another driver with an absolute cracker of a drive to get back up to third overall, third in the pros. Sven Jaeger, driver of the day for me. Big incident at the start there. Yeah, Sven Jaeger, driver of the day for me, finishing in fourth for the Silvers, McCutcheon and Borwick on that silver podium. And of course Chappelle, although hard to argue, there's definitely a case to be answered for Chappelle getting driver of the day as well. Kept it together, 12th overall, ahead of Putman and Zalevic. That is another absolute cracker, Sean, but that is Imola done and dusted. Of course, we are now on to Bathurst.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, I was going to say, of course, John would give Jaeger the driver of the day because he's a Ferrari driver after all. So, yeah, I could see that one coming. But to be honest, looking at all the podiums, John, it's good to see so many mixes of manufacturers, Grands, showing that the Honda is a supreme when it comes to the pro category. But it was good to see some McLaren drivers on the podium for a change. And in the mix, we had Lexus. Yes, of course, we had two Ferraris, two different makes of Ferraris, the 296 and the 488 on the podiums this evening, and we also had a Porsche driver as well in Senelev. So yeah, really great to see. And well, Bathurst always shows a lot of drama, it's fair to say, John. I'm really looking forward to that one, and yeah, particularly in adverse weather conditions. We'll see if there's any rain there or what, John. But even just in the dry, in optimal conditions, it's fair to say that Bathurst is a bit of a lottery when it comes to the performance of the drivers in what is a very, very tricky circuit.
Yeah, it really is. It definitely will keep the drivers and us firmly on our toes. So yeah, cannot wait for that one next week. If you want to get involved in the racing, there is the link to the QRT Esports host page on SimGrid. You can get the link to the YouTube channel and most importantly, of course, the Discord group. Get yourself in there, get involved in the racing, and make sure you don't miss any of the live broadcasts. Of course, QRT will be back on Sunday night. It's the QRT Wild Things Racing Multi-Class Championship 2025 season number 1. They too will be on round number 4, and it'll be my beloved Red Bull Ring. So make sure you tune in for that one. Until then, though, we will leave you with the highlights from this evening's race here at Imola. Did somebody mention Bathurst? We will be back next week. I'm sure you all will too. Until then, though, it is a good night from Sean.
Good night, everyone.
And it is a good night from me. Stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.